hey there, Cookie Monster here, just checking in with everybody. Does anyone have any cookies left over from Christmas? Asking for a friend. Oh, Dusty, the cookies. Now there are some half-truths to this Cookie Monster story. There's some truths to this. I'm not sure how many of you viewers out there have teenage kids. Teenage boys, in fact. This kind of all goes back to back when Austin was a teenager, and he likes those little Debbie, what are they, kind of a gingerbread cookie that's got the white cream filling in the middle. They come in a big box, a humongous box. And so we would go camping, and I would make sure to buy a box, maybe two, of Austin's cookies because he really likes them, and I have my kind of cookies that I really like, and I thought, well, he'll eat those and I'll eat mine. Well, typical teenagers, they like to overindulge sometimes. Maybe the first afternoon, I'm like, Austin, why are you eating my cookies? I don't have any, he'd say. I'm like, I bought you a whole box of them. I already ate them. He'd eat like, I don't know how many, there's 12 or 24. You guys know the ones. They're delicious. I love them too, but those were his, and he ate them all the first day. So yeah, sorry. Go make your own money and buy your own dang cookies, because those are mine. Now, since then, a lot of times I will bring extra cookies of my own. That way, just in case somebody eats all their cookies, well, I can have some for them to have too. I think Dusty might have left that part out. Bless his heart. Always paint me in a bad light, Dusty. Jeez Louise. Man, that guy, let me tell you, he's something else. You know, he came and he filmed, and you know, he's kind of a picky eater. He didn't like anything I made, you know. We went out to lunch when we first met, when I interviewed him for the job, and he ordered a pulled pork sandwich. And I'm like, great, I'll make some pulled pork. Well, pulled elk roast when we go to camp. And I busted out the barbecued pulled elk. It's like one of my favorite elk recipes. And he turns his nose up at him. He's like, I don't like that. So he like just sat there and ate Snickers bars the whole time. He ate like that the whole time we're there. He ate like a teenager, and I think he might have got into my cookies a little bit too. That's probably why he was so put off by my whole cookie story. Not really. Dusty ate everything, and he was delighted with my cooking. He said it was delicious, so I don't know if he's just trying to suck up for a raise or what. We might give him another 50 cents a week. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see next year. We'll see how much fallout I got to deal with continuing through this series. So anyway, last night when the video posted, you guys probably didn't get a notification. So I apologize. That was my fault. Like I think I talked about on one of the earlier Tweener Talks, I accidentally had scheduled episode 9 to post the same day as episode 8. So I went ahead and took the video down and made it private until yesterday evening, and then I made it unprivate again. So a lot of you guys didn't get your notifications. I apologize for that. I like to consider myself not too bad with techie type stuff, but that one kicked me right square in the rear end, so I apologize for that. I think we should be on track for tomorrow night. I've triple checked the schedule on it. It's supposed to drop tomorrow at 6, so I don't think we should have any issues at all there, so that'll be good. Back to the cookies, I just remembered this. One of the viewers, Tim Berg, he's always watching and commenting, and he said he would slit your throat or gut somebody if they ate his cookies. He likes peanut butter cookies, I guess. So anyway, Tim, your comment made me laugh a little bit there. Thank you. All right, I'd like to kind of talk about the meat and potatoes of the episode now. I guess I should say just potatoes. There was no meat involved. Guys, I just flat missed, and I'm not going to make any excuses. I think there's no excuse that can really justify it. I mean, I missed. I could blame it on my equipment. I could blame it on my bum eye for the day. I could blame it on my shooting with a mouth tab. I could blame it on a lot of things, but in the end, I made that conscious decision to take the shot. I had a pretty decent window to shoot through, I felt. It looked like I should be able to shoot through it, but I was wrong. I misjudged my yardage a little bit. I still think I probably would have hit him okay. I have shot quite a bit, you know, at the 20, 25, 30, and tried to do the gap shoot thing, and I probably would have been pretty good. He probably would have been a really good lethal hit had I made the shot. I might have been 2 or 3 inches low, but that was on me. So anyway, not going to make any excuses about it. One thing that kind of was a little bit weird, because we after I said, well, let's go find the arrow, and then you noticed we took right back into chasing the bull. We turned off the camera for a minute and we started looking for my arrow, and I didn't see it, and that bull kept bugling. So I'm like, heck, let's go take in after that bull and see if we can call him in. We started beat feeting right out back after that bull, and he just kept on moving away. He didn't bugle a lot. So finally we gave up the search for him and said, let's go find that arrow. I just want to be sure, make sure that wasn't a different bull. I mean, I like to think that I can hear their bugles and say, well, that sounds like the same one, but I want to be 100% sure. I don't want to have a bull running around out there with an arrow in him that it's going to die and not find him. So we had to find that arrow. So we went back to the shop, looked and looked and looked and looked and looked and looked and looked, and we finally found it. And yeah, it was a clean miss. I think one thing that kind of helped with missing, I've missed before in the past. I'm probably going to miss again at some point, but I just shook it off. Like one viewer said, you shook it off like T Swift. Taylor Swift. No, I don't listen to her. Selena Gomez, you okay maybe, but not Taylor Swift. Sorry, I can't do that. But, you know, I shook it off. I thought nothing of it. I didn't beat myself up, because it can happen, and if you dwell on it, if you beat yourself up, it can be devastating, actually. And I know I've missed in the past where it was devastating. I missed 2 6x7 bulls in Wyoming in the same year, in the same week, on the same ridge. And the second one I missed, Donnie, my friend Donnie, wasn't quick enough with the camera, because I had a little tear come out of my eye. That one hurt. It hurt bad, and it was really hard to shake that one off. And I guess that's just the point. You have to shake it off. Mistakes happen. Learn from the mistakes. Identify what you did wrong. Own it. Don't put the blame on something or someone else or technology or gear or whatever. Unless somebody walks up and pushes you down while you're shooting. You made the conscious decision to take that shot, and all the blame goes with the person shooting. So anyway, I'll take it. I brushed it off. I'm like, we're gonna get back in the game. We checked a different place. Not much luck there. We made it back there by the evening. Dusty's like, you know what? Let's get back up there and try to find that bull, see if he'll bugle again, and chase after him again. You never know. Lightning sometimes strikes in the same place twice. Well, maybe not exactly same place, but close. So we went up there. Well, we heard this bull bugling, but we could not figure out where the heck he was at. And we moved around. We went over the hill. We went up the hill. We just could not find this bull. We're like, we got to figure this out. And then finally, we figured out where the bull is. It's like, all right, he's right over there. And then we heard the other hunter bugling, and they were pretty close at first, but then the bull started outdistancing him and started going down off in this nasty old hole, and it was almost dark. So Yeah, I don't think that guy was successful that night. He might have been right back there in the morning. At that point, it's like, well, that bull's been messed with enough. I think we're gonna go try to find another one to chase around. So we'll go somewhere else the next day. And that's exactly what we did on day 10. That's tomorrow. So anyway, I think you guys are gonna really like day 10. Day 10, it was a good day. I'm just gonna leave it at that. It was a really good day. And if you miss it, you may not forgive yourself. That's all I'm gonna say. For those of you who have not signed up for the gear giveaway yet, look in the description of this video. It's right below the video, and there's a little drop down button somewhere over in here. You push the little dropper, and this big file thing comes down, and there's a link to my giveaway. There's a bunch of my gear list, all the gear that I use, in case you're wondering, and just follow that. Speaking of gear, one of the guys had a question on what the clothing was and what the temperature was. I was using Sitka Gear, and we ranged anywhere from about 33 degrees, just above freezing, right on up to probably in the 50s, mid 50s. My elk hunting clothing is pretty basically the same. I don't change it a whole heck of a lot. I'm a sweater. So I like to kind of travel lighter weight clothes, but I carry some warmer clothes with me most of the time. So you know, I love the Ascent pants. They're a very light, comfortable, stretchy pants. You can go over logs really easily with them. It's like they're more comfortable than sweatpants. It's almost like hunting in the buff, if you will. And I love the Core Crew hoodie. It's got the little zip up and the hoodie that goes over the top. Very versatile shirt. You can wear it as a skin base layer. You can throw a little bit of insulation over the top. It's super rugged, busting through all that North Idaho brush. Never had a problem with it. I think I've got one that took a little tiny, like little snag one time, but you know, being cognizant during the hunt, I've never had a real problem with it. The rain gear is the Thunderhead series. Now that stuff's a little warm. It's really good when it gets super cold out. But it's a little warm for September, especially if it's, you know, 40 degrees or something, but it will keep you dry for the most part, except if you get to sweating like I do. I'm kind of a sweater, like I say, but you skinny guys, you probably love it. It can keep you nice and warm. But it has a brushed face and super quiet. And one thing I won't leave home without is a puffy jacket in my pack. Usually like the Kelvin hoodie, or depending if it's super warm up. If we're talking in the 70s and 80s, I'm probably just going to take the lighter weight Kelvin active jacket. It doesn't have a hood or nothing on it, but it's still pretty warm. If you sit down, you can get some warmth out of it. But I don't usually wear the puffy until I sit down or take a little break, or I get a little chill, and then I'll put it on to get warmed back up. But anyway, enough about that. Back to the gear giveaway. Sorry, it was kind of a tangent. Just popped in my head to remember. We're giving away my PSE EVOKE 35 Mouth Tab Bow. If you'd like, we can set it up with your specs before we send it to you, whoever wins that. We're giving away Cordova Coolers, some tumblers, and some hats. We're going to give away a Crawford Stevens print. We're going to give away some Phelps Game Calls. We're going to give away some Bugler brand swag, probably some Phelps swag. And a couple of my really good friends here locally, Matthew Carlock and Mark Cochran. I call Matthew Matlock. My buddy Randy nicknamed him that, Matlock, Matthew Carlock. He's terrible with names. So anyway, Matlock and Mark have a company called Mountain Ambush, and they do apparel and really cool lifestyle brand type apparel. And they got these really cool lightweight, ultra lightweight tarps. And anyway, I'm going to give one of these away to one of you guys as well. I think it weighs 1.8 pounds or something. It's really cool, very versatile. You can cover up and use it as a floorless shelter. You can throw your meat on it when you're boning your bull out. You can throw out your meat on there and keep all your stuff really clean. Hardly takes up any room at all. It's got a strap you put on the bottom of your pack. Anyway, I'm not trying to sell these, but I think you guys are going to like this, whoever wins it. You might check them out at mountainambush.com. And anyway, I appreciate that, Matt Locke and Mark. Super good guys, local here. Anyway, That's all I got. I'll see you tomorrow. Do not miss tomorrow's episode. You'll be sorry. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.